After 60, your body needs the right kind of nourishment. In this video, I'll share how to boost energy, sharpen memory, and stay strong every morning. I want you to imagine this. It's morning. You're sitting by the window, sunlight spilling across your familiar cup of coffee. The steam rises, warm and comforting, a ritual you've kept for years. But what if I told you that just a small pinch of cinnamon, that simple spice we usually save for desserts, could actually change your health after 60? Would you believe me? I've worked with older adults for over 30 years, and one thing I've learned is this. No matter how many years your body has carried you through, it still knows how to heal, if you give it the right key. And sometimes, that key is smaller than you'd ever imagine. I remember one of my patients, John, 68. He told me he felt tired every afternoon, his legs heavy every time he climbed the stairs. His blood sugar kept swinging up and down, and another doctor had told him to cut back on coffee. But instead of giving it up, I suggested something different. Try adding a teaspoon of finely ground cinnamon to your morning cup, I said. John laughed. Cinnamon in coffee? That's a new one, Doc. 3 weeks later, he came back, his eyes brighter, his voice stronger. I don't get that afternoon crash anymore, he told me, and my legs feel lighter when I walk. His blood test showed his glucose had dropped nearly 20 points, just from one small change. What I love about cinnamon isn't just its gentle sweetness. It's the way it helps stabilize blood sugar, reduce inflammation, and keep circulation flowing. When your blood sugar swings too wildly, your muscles lose energy. You feel weaker, more tired, and older than you really are. But when the body finds balance again, energy returns, and so does that feeling of being alive. I often tell my patients, sometimes it's not about taking more medicine, it's about understanding your body a little better. A pinch of cinnamon each morning isn't magic. It's a quiet reminder that real health begins with small, mindful choices. So tomorrow morning, when you stir your coffee, try adding just a little cinnamon, and let that aroma awaken not only your senses, but your strength. I want to tell you about Harold, 69, a cheerful man who once told me he'd lost his spark every morning. I drink coffee to wake up, Doc, he said, but a few hours later I'm dragging again. My head feels foggy, my body heavy. That's something I hear often from older patients. After 60, our bodies don't process sugar into energy as efficiently as they used to. That's why so many people feel tired, dizzy, or just drained halfway through the day. I told Harold, try adding a teaspoon of MCT oil or pure coconut oil to your coffee. He raised an eyebrow and chuckled. So basically, I'm drinking coffee with cooking oil? I smiled. Not quite, Harold. Think of it as fuel for your brain. And he tried it. 1 week passed, then 2. When he returned, he sat down with a grin and said, Doc, for the first time in years, I don't crave donuts mid-morning. I stay alert all day. It's like someone turned the lights back on in my head. That's the beauty of MCTs, medium-chain triglycerides. They're a special type of fat your body turns directly into ketones, a clean, steady source of energy for both the brain and muscles. No more sugar crashes, no afternoon slumps, no heavy, sluggish feeling. I like to tell my patients, if sugar is a match that burns out fast, MCT is the oil lamp that glows all day long. And for older adults, that steady light is priceless. Just 1 teaspoon blended into your coffee adds a smooth, creamy taste, and more importantly, lasting clarity and strength. So if your mind sometimes feels foggy or your legs heavy, even on an easy day, maybe what you need isn't more coffee, but better energy. Coconut oil or MCT oil isn't just nutrition. It's a gentle way of telling your body, I still care about you, and I want you strong for many more years. I once had a patient named Robert, 67 years old, a retired physical education teacher. He told me that even though he still walked every morning, lately his heart had been beating faster, his breathing shorter, and his legs felt as if they were carrying extra weight. Doctor, he asked, is this what aging does to me? I smiled and replied, not exactly, Robert. It might just be that your blood vessels need a little awakening. I suggested he add a spoonful of pure cocoa powder to his warm milk each morning. No sugar, no condensed milk, just real cocoa. He looked at me puzzled. Doctor, isn't that dessert? I laughed. Not the kind you find at bakeries. This is pure cocoa, once called the drink of the gods. A few weeks later, he came back with a brighter face. Doctor, he said, this is strange. My heartbeat feels steadier. I breathe easier during my walks. And I'm sleeping better too. It's no coincidence that cocoa is so highly praised. Inside it are flavonoids, natural compounds that open up blood vessels, improve circulation, and deliver more oxygen to the heart, brain, and muscles. For people over 60, that's priceless because circulation is the rhythm of life in old age. Can you imagine? Just one warm cup of cocoa each morning could make you feel a few years younger, not by magic, but because your body is breathing and nourishing itself better. I often tell my patients, when you drink pure cocoa, you're not just enjoying a beverage, you're reminding your heart that it's still strong, still full of life. If your hands and feet often feel cold, or you get tired easily after light walks, maybe this is the simplest gift you can give yourself. A little cocoa and a few minutes of quiet to listen to your body. I also remember Evelyn, 74, a woman who proudly told me she hadn't missed a single morning walk in over 30 years. But recently she came to see me with slightly swollen knees and slower steps. She sighed, Doctor, I'm afraid one day I won't be able to walk anymore. That's what I love most. I paused for a moment because I understood. For many people, every step isn't just movement. It's freedom. It's what's left of youth. I asked her, have you ever heard of collagen? She nodded slightly. Isn't that for skincare? I smiled. Yes, but collagen isn't just for the skin. It's the structural material of your entire body. Joints, tendons, skin, muscles, all depend on it. I suggested she take a scoop of hydrolyzed collagen daily, dissolved in warm water or her morning coffee. A few months later, she came back with a brighter face and lighter steps. Doctor, she said, I can climb the stairs again. I smiled. I believe you'll climb many more. Collagen isn't an instant miracle. It's patience, built day by day, as your body slowly learns to repair itself again. It helps relieve knee and back pain, improves flexibility in muscles and joints, making you move more freely and confidently. I often tell my friends over 60, if protein is fuel, then collagen is the material that rebuilds the house within your body. As age brings wrinkles and creaky knees, collagen is that gentle reminder that we can still rebuild, still live beautifully, still stand strong. Give your body the chance to heal itself, And it will, quietly, steadily, like an old garden blooming again after the rain. I have a patient named Helen, 71 years old, a petite woman with a gentle smile, though her shoulders have started to stoop. During a routine checkup, she said to me, "Doctor, lately I've been feeling so much weaker. I still eat well and sleep enough, but even a few steps up the stairs leave me breathless." I asked her a simple question. "Do you drink milk or eat protein-rich foods every day?" She replied, "I don't really like milk anymore. I've heard that older people can get bloated from it." I nodded. That's true for some people. But your body still needs high-quality protein, like a house that needs fresh materials to repair the worn-out parts. I advised her to try a small glass of low-fat milk or unsweetened soy milk each day. The protein in milk, I explained, is one of the easiest forms for our body to absorb. It helps maintain muscle mass, protect bones, and slow down muscle loss as we age. Soy milk, with its natural isoflavones, helps balance hormones, especially beneficial for postmenopausal women. A month later, when Helen returned, she smiled brightly. "Doctor, I don't know if it's the milk, but lately I've been climbing stairs more easily, and I wake up feeling more energized," I replied. "That's because your body finally has the building blocks it needs to repair itself." After 60, muscle loss and osteoporosis don't happen overnight. They creep in slowly, through every meal lacking protein, through every day without proper nutrition. A glass of milk or a warm cup of soy milk may seem small, yet it's the foundation that helps your body stay strong, move freely, and remain independent for longer. I often tell my patients, a glass of milk each day doesn't just nourish the body, it nourishes hope. It's a message that you're still choosing to care for yourself no matter your age. Because strength doesn't come from youth, it comes from daily persistence in small but right habits, like your morning glass of milk or the smile you give yourself in the mirror. Not long ago, I met Patrick, 66, a former accountant. He told me, "Doctor, I don't eat much, but my belly keeps getting bigger and my digestion feels slower. I drink plenty of water and walk every day, but I still feel heavy." I asked, "Are you getting enough fiber?" He shrugged. "I eat vegetables, but probably not enough." Then I told him about something small I call the seed of balance, ground chia seeds. Those tiny seeds, when ground and soaked, can absorb up to 10 times their weight in water, forming a natural gel that's great for gut health and digestion. I suggested he add a small spoonful to his morning smoothie. 3 weeks later, he returned with a big smile. "Doctor, I'm not sure if it's a coincidence, but my stomach feels lighter, digestion is more regular, and strangely, I crave sweets less." I nodded. "It's no coincidence, Patrick. Your body is slowly finding its balance again. Ground chia seeds are rich in plant-based omega-3s, help reduce inflammation, support heart health, and provide soluble fiber that helps control weight and reduce belly fat. It works quietly without fanfare, but brings lasting change, like watering a plant daily and one morning noticing a new green sprout." I often tell my patients, your body doesn't need drastic changes. It just needs small, consistent acts, like a spoonful of chia seeds in the morning or a deep breath before starting your day. Interestingly, chia seeds also help stabilize your energy throughout the day, preventing blood sugar spikes, a crucial benefit after 60. It's like a quiet friend who reminds you, slow down a little, eat a bit wiser, and listen to your body more closely. I remember once meeting George, 73, a former carpenter whose hands were once strong and steady. When he came in, his gait was slightly uneven, and he admitted, "Doctor, I've fallen twice this year. Nothing serious, but each time I feel a little less confident." I looked at him and said honestly, "George, what worries me isn't the falls. It's the strength that's quietly leaving your body. After 60, our bodies lose about 1 to 2% of muscle mass each year. That's why many people feel weaker, slower, or more prone to falls, even if they eat well. The issue isn't a lack of calories. It's a lack of high-quality protein, which rebuilds and maintains muscle." I advised him to add a scoop of whey protein to his morning smoothie. This type of protein is quickly absorbed and rich in leucine, an amino acid vital for muscle regeneration. He agreed, though he was hesitant at first. "Doctor, I thought that stuff was for young people who go to the gym?" I smiled. "Not at all, George. After 60, you need it more than anyone." 3 months later, he came back walking more steadily. "Doctor," he said, "I never thought I could stand up from a chair without using my hands, but now I can." I still remember the look in his eyes, proud and grateful. That's the power of reawakened muscle. Whey protein doesn't just build lean muscle. It improves balance, boosts strength, and reduces the risk of falls, one of the main causes of loss of independence in older adults. A small morning smoothie with just one scoop of whey can transform how you walk, stand tall, and see the world. I often tell my patients, strength doesn't come from youth. It comes from continuing to nourish your body, no matter your age. And if there's a secret to walking into your 70s or 80s with confidence and stability, it's this: keep your muscles strong. They are the wings of your freedom. Of all the things I've studied about aging, what surprises me most comes from deep in the forest, where old trees covered in moss give rise to a fungus known in the East as lingji, and in the West as reishi or chaga. I like to call them something simpler, nature's black gold, because just a small amount of these mushroom extracts added to your morning coffee can bring what many over 60 long for: a stronger body, a calmer mind, and a peaceful night's sleep. I have a patient named Margaret, 68. She's a retired teacher, though her mind never seems to rest. She worries about her children, her grandchildren, and every little thing, so much that she only sleeps a few hours a night. Her body was tired, her memory fading, and stress made her heart beat faster than normal. I suggested she try something simple. Margaret, every morning, add half a teaspoon of reishi mushroom powder to your coffee. It won't change the taste much, but it will help your nerves relax. 3 weeks later, she came back with a gentle smile. "Doctor, I still worry, but I can finally sleep. And when I wake up, I feel more at peace." Reishi and chaga aren't magic. They're nature's balance. They contain compounds called beta-glucans and triterpenes that strengthen immunity, reduce inflammation, and, most importantly, help the body respond more gently to stress. It's as if your nervous system is wrapped in a soft blanket, so the worries of daily life no longer drain you. I often tell my patients, after 60, what you need isn't just medicine for the body, but medicine for the soul. And sometimes that medicine comes from a gift of the forest, A bit of reishi, a sip of hot coffee, and a quiet morning where you allow yourself to slow down and breathe a little deeper, to feel that you are still very much alive, deeply valuable, and profoundly strong. I want you to imagine this. Every morning you wake up, sit by the window with a cup of coffee in your hand, sunlight streaming through the curtains. But instead of feeling full of energy like you used to, you feel heavy, foggy-headed, and unmotivated to start your day. Many people over 60 tell me this, and I understand. It's not that you're weaker, it's that the inner fire of metabolism, the spark that once made you feel excited, focused, and full of vitality, has begun to fade. That's why I often suggest they try maca powder, a root from the Andes Mountains, where people remain healthy and resilient even at altitudes over 4,000 meters. Peruvians call it the ginseng of the Andes, but I like to call it the natural source of energy for the second adulthood of life. I'll never forget the story of Daniel, 71 years old. He told me, "Doctor, I don't feel interested in anything anymore. Even though I eat well, I still feel drained, physically and mentally." I advised him, try adding half a teaspoon of maca powder to your morning coffee. That's all. Don't change anything else. 2 weeks later, he came back and said, I don't know if it's the coffee or the weather, but I feel alive again. I walk my dog, talk more, and feel like I'm a few years younger. I smiled and said, it's not magic, Daniel. It's just your body waking up again. Maca contains natural compounds that help balance hormones, boost sustainable energy, improve memory, and even rekindle positive emotions that many believe fade with age. It's not a strong stimulant like caffeine. It's a gentle inner revival that helps you feel more awake, steady, and joyful each day. I often tell my patients, 60 isn't the age to slow down. It's the age to live more deeply. And sometimes just a small spoonful of maca in your morning coffee is enough to reignite that flame. The flame of joy, curiosity, the desire to go out, breathe, smile, and believe. There's still so much worth living for today. Have you ever noticed some flavors make you feel peaceful from the very first sip? For me, it's the scent of lightly roasted almonds, warm, nutty, and reminiscent of autumn mornings in a small kitchen with the radio softly playing. I often add a small spoonful of almond powder to my morning coffee, not just for the creamy, comforting flavor, but because I know it's a true gift for the heart and nervous system. You see, almonds aren't a luxury, they're simply the seeds of a resilient tree, born from dry soil, yet filled with nature's strength and wisdom. Almonds contain vitamin E, a natural antioxidant that protects cells from damage, especially nerve and blood vessel cells. They contain magnesium, which stabilizes heart rhythm, reduces stress, and supports deep sleep. And they also have healthy fats, gentle fuel that nourishes the brain, helping us remember better, stay calm, and worry less. I remember a patient named Linda, 68, who once told me, Doctor, I used to dread mornings. Just the thought of starting the day made me tired. I smiled and said, then give your body a reason to love mornings again. Start with a cup of coffee and a touch of almond. A few weeks later, she came back and said, now I don't just enjoy coffee. I feel lighter. My heart doesn't race like before, and I sleep so well. Sometimes small changes, like adding a spoonful of almond powder to your coffee, are the first step toward a big transformation. Because health to me isn't just the absence of disease, it's the feeling of inner peace. When your heart beats calmly, your mind is light, and you can sit quietly enjoying the morning without rush. And when that cup of coffee is just the right mix of bitter, creamy, and warm, that's when life itself feels a little more complete. When I look back on the journey of the hundreds of older patients I've worked with, I realize one thing. Health isn't the result of grand efforts. It's the sum of small habits repeated every single day. A spoonful of whey protein for your muscles, a touch of reishi for calm, a bit of maca for energy, and a little almond for the heart. These aren't miracles. They're gentle reminders that your body can still renew itself no matter your age. I often tell my patients, give your body a reason to keep believing in you. Because when you care for it with patience and kindness, it responds with strength, resilience, and joy. And one day when you rise from your chair, walk steadily, smile at your reflection, and realize you're still strong, you'll understand that age was never a limitation. It's simply an invitation to live more fully, more deeply, and more gratefully with every breath. Thank you for spending your time with me today. If you found this video helpful, share it with someone who might need a little inspiration to start again. And remember, strength doesn't come from youth. It comes from how you choose to nourish your body and spirit every day.